When I'm walking down the street, people are looking at me. What they see is a masterpiece created by the king. I am different by design, and I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I may not look like you and you me, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Dare to be you, dare to be me, and dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, and dare to be different and unique.
Hello and Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Listen, your girl made a boo-boo. We were supposed to go live at 6:30. I think at 5:30 because it's a special edition tonight of Sister Story Session. So to all of our loyal supporters and followers, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I put 6:30, but this is a special edition, and we are live at 5:30 for y'all. And I think we may even be a few minutes late. Oh, it's 5:42, child, but that's okay. Y'all know how we do here. Listen, I am so excited tonight. I am your host, Renee, creator of Sister Story Sessions. And my sisters, Tori, Rose, Sylvia, and Erica are still on vacay. And so celebrating the holidays with their family. Hey, Alicia Hill, how are you? Thank you for joining us tonight. So yeah, they're still out. And so listen, I got my sister cousins with me today, y'all. It's not all of us because we can't get everybody on the call, but I am excited to have them be a part of this session on tonight. It's going to be so good. Hey, sister cousins.
Hey. Hey.
How y'all feeling?
Good.
Good. Listen, we're going to talk about family and faith and love and legacy on tonight. We were together, and I call us sister cousins on the Lee side. I call us AKA Percy's girls. And so we had this opportunity to be together. We couldn't do it the day we planned because of all the snow and stuff that came in, remember? But some of y'all was going to brave the roads like Sandy Lee. So anyway, I want Richard Lee's daughter. So first of all, let's go in the order on the screen. So Trina, you introduce yourself, and then we'll go that way. Okay.
Okay. I'm Trina Lee Gordon, James' daughter of Percy Lee Sr., great granddaughter. Well, granddaughter.
Yeah.
I'm Sandy Lee Estes, the daughter of Douglas Richard Lee, granddaughter of Percy Lee Sr.
Karen Lee Ridgel, eldest child of Raymond Lee, granddaddy Percy. Yeah.
I'm Kimberly Lee McGowan, daughter of Charles Lee and granddaughter of Percy Lee.
Okay, so I'm the first one that was born by a girl. So I'm Camille Dotson, Washington. But my mother is Bessie. She's Bessie Lee, and daughter of Percy, the seventh child, she's quick to say, and I'm her daughter. So Percy Lee's granddaughter.
Yeah. And I'm Veronica Lee. I am the daughter in love to Richard Douglas Lee. I call myself one of the grandkids of Percy Lee.
Yeah, we are Percy's girls. And it was so cool. You know, all of our sister cousins, Cookie, Tammy Lee, Trinita, all of us couldn't get together. Sonia and Cecilia, they couldn't be with us. But it was not all of us. But if you saw the flyer invitation, and go on my page or go to Sister Story Facebook group, and you'll see us in our little red PJs, but some people didn't have on their right outfit. But we won't got nobody call no names because we do that in our family. Everybody don't follow the rules. But I mean, y'all, we had such a great moment. We just made a beautiful memory yesterday. So V, you hosted us, and there were generations there. Mm-hmm. And So I'm gonna actually kick off with Camille. She always said she was Percy's favorite. I don't know. She
I
act
don't
like
say
she
that.
was.
I don't think I ever said that. I don't think I ever put those
Yes,
words.
you have. Yes, you have.
Have I?
You have.
I think you said it a number of times.
Okay. Okay. Well, then it was true. If I said
Oh my God. But you know, we love our fathers and we love our mothers. But we, you know, it was something very special about Percy Lee Sr. because he always said he had the greatest grandchildren in the world. And he made us feel so special individually. And so yeah, so here's one of our other baby cousins, y'all. And we have to talk about that too. But Mill, I'm gonna let you this Amber, this is Amber. Hey, say hey Amber to the people.
Hey, everybody.
She's one of the comedians in the family. So Camille, I'm gonna let you start off talking about the importance of family and what does that mean, what that means to you.
it's huge. I mean, if you think about the legacy that we all have from kind of the Lee side, and some of us are double related on this call. It's legacy on both sides of that, but most definitely the legacy that Percy Frank Lee Sr. left for all of us. He lost his wife at a very early age and raised the rest of those children by himself and never remarried and really focused in on his family. Family was everything to him. And I'm in awe at times when I hear my mother talk about how he would sit them down at night after everybody had done their bathing and how he would read the Bible to them. And that was kind of their entertainment. There was no television, anything like that. And so he centered the family around the word of God. And I just love that. And so I've tried to emulate that as much as possible when my children were younger and trying to, tie them to the word of God. And my mother and father did the same for me and my brother. But yeah, legacy of faith is the key thing. And that's what Percy he was all about it. He was all about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So V, like you said, you are a granddaughter, and you're married to Marcus Lee, my fave. And so what is it like? What was it like joining our family when you saw how many of us it was?
You guys have a big family like I do. On my mom's side, there are 9 or 12, I think. So many of them. So I was basically leaving my family to join you guys. So it felt just like my own family. Of course, it took me a minute to learn all of y'all names. I think a couple years. Especially the aunties, I would always get them mixed up. I would always call Aunt Connie, Aunt Beverly, Aunt Connie. So it took me a while to learn all y'all names.
Yeah. How about you, Sandy?
What family means to me?
Yeah.
I love family. I love that. I think I got a double blessing because I have the closeness on both sides, on my mom's side and my dad's side. So when the holidays comes, as I got older, I realized it wasn't even about the gifts. It was just about being with family. And when we had to, as we got older, we had to kind of do life, with everything else. But each time we were able to come back together, it was like we never left. And I love that part about it. I love that we can catch up. Of course, I definitely love when we singing and just, doing that part. That's just my fave. That's what we do. Yeah. And I know our little younger cousins act like they don't like it, but they do. They love it. I just love family, and I'm grateful for that blessing.
Yeah, those younger ones can be kind of contrary. Hey, Mama's on, y'all. Hey, Damien.
Hey,
Sally. Tonight.
Hey.
Yeah, Jones. Hey, Kobe, Veronica. Hey, Kay, what's going on? So Trina, Karen, and then Kim. Y'all tell us what does family mean to y'all?
Family means everything. I think Granddaddy really set the foundation, like Mia interjected a few minutes ago, how he, set everybody down and, just centered the children around, God, so I think God, I think granddaddy just really set the foundation and for that legacy to actually move on to the next generation. And that's us. And then us teaching our children or nieces and nephews the same thing. So family means everything. I think we're so connected. We cannot talk to each other for a minute, and it seemed like we just talked to each other like yesterday or whatever. But I just like the union that we have with each other. So family is everything.
Yeah. Just following back on what everybody said thus far. Sister Cousin says it all. Your cousins are usually your best friends, before you even get out into the world and that sort of thing. So it's like I said, if one of us, if we're talking, hey, somebody else gonna join in on the call, and it was like, did we not just see each other a couple of days ago, or did we just talk a few days ago? But the legacy of love that has been passed down from Percy. And like Mill said, it's on both sides of the family, tight knit. It's a wonderful thing. It's, I think we've been blessed. Just a whole lot just been dumped on us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a wonderful thing.
So for me, well, family means love to me. Somebody having your back all the time. Growing up in my house, I had two brothers that tried to protect me, all the time, and still does. Having y'all sister cousins, I always have somebody to talk to since I don't have a sister. So yeah, it means a lot to me. Everybody has something special to say about it, and just growing up, meeting friends that didn't have the experience I had. I thought it was normal to have such a big family until I came to college, and I was like, y'all got to come to my, like when I get togethers and everybody's singing and their mind is blown. Even when we had our gathering yesterday, my one of my friends was like, man, I wish I had a big family like that so I could get together with my cousins like that. But, she said her family is really small. So I'm grateful for my family, and I feel like we're truly, truly blessed. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I have that same testimony. It's like when you would bring friends around, especially when I was back in high school and college, and bringing folks around us when we would have those Thanksgiving programs and Christmas programs and singing and stuff. Man, people be blown away. And you do it it felt like it was the norm for us, but it was surprising that it was not the norm for everybody.
Right.
Like the truth of the matter, love is not the norm for a lot of families.
That's true.
People fall out and they don't get back together. Amber, can you hear us, Amber? I know you're in a place where the internet the connection is challenged. Can you hear me? Okay, wait a minute. I think you're on mute. Hold on one second. See if you can unmute your mic. Okay, so I'm gonna let her figure out that technical difficulty. But again, yeah, it was the norm for us. But in terms of that love kind of thing, man, like we're not perfect. Like we all have had family issues and all that kind of thing. But what I do appreciate the fact that when we get together, though, I have to say, especially when we were singing all the time during the holidays. And that was so uplifting, because the truth of the matter is we don't know what each one of us were going through personally during that time. And a lot of times that brought me so much peace dealing with what I was dealing with at the time in my younger from 20s to 30s and stuff after being married. Hey, Chandra. Hey, girl. Y'all, Chandra said, hey. I don't know if y'all can see me. Oh, you look, I'm sure you always beautiful, Shonda. Thank you. But like having that safe place is really important, like Kim said. And we don't talk all the time. We do not. But when we get together, we is loud. We is don't mind being loud. we have the time. We make the most of the moment, and I think that is so important. We have to make the most of the moment when we're with the ones we love.
Yeah.
And they need to know we love them.
So true.
And I think about our uncles and our aunts. So we did something really fun yesterday. We had games. We played games, and we broke up into teams. And we honored. So I think it was Jasmine's idea, and then I was saying it was my idea, but y'all know how it goes. So, so who was on Bad Beverly's team? I was. Who else? One nobody else on Bad Beverly with me?
Keisha and Toy.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking about that's on the live right now.
No.
Okay, Trina, who team were you? Oh, Trina, you was moderating. You weren't on nobody's team. Sandy, who team were you on?
We were Magnificent Mary. So that's me, Karen, and V.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, y'all.
Oh, Mia too.
Yeah,
All
and
of us
Kim.
on there.
So Magnificent Mary won out tonight. If D'Artagnan's on, her mama won out.
Y'all won.
Magnificent Mary.
Y'all won. What's so crazy though, y'all? So y'all in the audience, we made up songs for our aunts. Now, is Sweet Shirley already a song though?
I think it's
No, it's
Sadie.
Sweet Sadie.
It's actually Sadie.
Sweet Sadie. They
right,
changed
that's right.
it.
Yeah, they
Okay.
changed the name.
It's a blues song.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
R&B,
It's-
yeah.
It's a tribute to your mother. So I don't know. I don't. Yeah. It's just one of them contemporary songs. I don't know.
Yeah. So Magnificent Mary. Magnificent Mary. I think that was y'all song.
That's it.
Yeah, it was y'all
Yes.
theme song. So Tanya, your mama, we made a song for y'all, mom. We miss you too, Tan. So Tanya is saying hello and she misses us. So y'all,
Hey, miss you.
we miss you, sister cousin. Sweet Sadie, kind of, sort of. Okay, kind of, sort of. Thank you, Lakeisha Jones. Hey, Keisha Jones. I just realized that. Oh my God, she is definitely a sister too. She is. But so what is if you could tell somebody about family and faith in terms of the highs and lows of life, the griefs and the joys of life, what would you do to encourage somebody who's maybe does not have that family and waiting for a family album to drop. Thank you, Damon. We working on it, bro. We working on it. But what would you say to somebody who doesn't have that and is looking for that, and the importance of having faith? Because I believe faith bonds a family. Yeah. Like I really do. I think that's one of the things. So let me hear from y'all.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I mean, you think about from a faith perspective, one, all of us on this call are believers, right? And so, this is a faith-based Sister Story Sessions is faith-based anyway. So it's not a surprise to anybody. Renee is the founder of this great channel that she's developed and medium to communicate out. But our family is based on faith, right? Our grandfather the entire family is from faith perspective, and having that faith that, Ching talked about the highs and the lows. And for those who may not know, Renee is Ching as well. But it's the highs and the lows. And I know all of us have had lows. I think a couple of shows back, not long ago, right? Ching was sharing with you guys that we lost a sister cousin dear to us all, which we honored her on yesterday as well when we were all together. And so, and her daughter Amber is the one kind of having the technical difficulties because she's not in the city. She's out in the country. But being there to undergird each other through a difficult time. And, I know Sandy and V have recently gone through, I think they're 2 years, I guess, behind me of losing their dad, right? And so just being there to be able to undergird each, and you get it, and you understand you don't want to get it. You don't want to be a part of that club, but when you are, you can really undergird one another. And those who are not a part of that just walk beside you so well. And just prime example, I talk about faith and family and going through Karen, Michelle, Lee, Rachel, like all of y'all love on us. I'm telling you, love each other But when you talking about faithful, checking in, how's it? But that's just her nature, right? Y'all gave her props on the sister story session the last time, and they were well deserved. Yeah. But each of you did that for me, and all of us have been doing that for Sandy, and all of us are doing that, for V. All of us are doing that for Amber and Allison. And to me, that's what it's all about: knowing that and believing that we're going to see them again. That's faith. So it's not over. But we got to live the rest of this term on this side without them, which is difficult. It's hard. There are days I'm like, this for the birds, y'all. This for the birds. I'm ready to get the glory with them. This for the birds. But while on this side of glory, it is such a blessing to have each other to undergird us. And we have that hope that we don't grieve as others grieve, right? Because we have hope and faith that we will see them again, thanks to the blood and sacrifice of Jesus, our Savior.
Come on, preach, Camille.
That's just well said. That's well said.
Come on, girl. Listen, Tanya said my mom would have loved the name Magnificent Mary. Well, she was
that anyway.
Listen, she was, and then there was so we didn't finish saying the name. So there was Magnificent Mary, Bad Beverly, and
Cool K.
In a good way, and Cool K, and Sweet Shirley. So. Yeah, and those are our aunts who have gone to glory, and and we shall see them again. We shall see them again. Yeah. So, who else wants to talk about the importance of faith in a family?
Well, I will say this: family, even though it's blood, but it's not always blood. You can connect with different ones, and sometimes situations do connect you with that individual, and then when God is in the middle of it, that makes it even better. So we first, need to become, if you're not a believer, to become a believer and know that He is there. He's always there. So family is, it's just not always blood, but it's who you open yourself up to. You definitely have to open up yourself to the individual. And if they welcome you in, that makes it even better. And then take them to your family. And that's one of the things I used to love doing when I was in college. I love not only just my natural family, but even my church family. I was known to be the ones that, hey, come on to my church, come on to my, when we're going to have, we have our Christmas sessions and our Christmas singing and stuff. Come on. And that, and it was beautiful to see that, not only was I embracing them, but my family was embracing them. And that just made them feel like they was at home. So I think just being open your heart to love and receive love. So family and faith.
Yeah. I think that's one of the testaments that I get to or have received. And I know other people have said, listen, the whole family gonna embrace you. Yeah. Sandy gonna hug you and to you real loud. She might scare you, but first, how you doing? She just so V, let me hear your take on that. V, can you hear me? Veronica.
Doesn't look like she can.
She can't hear me? Okay. What is she moving? So V, can you hear me?
Is she on mute?
V, are you on mute? She okay, let me see if I can unmute her. Oh, she muted herself. Okay, maybe I'll wait till she unmutes. Okay, so Karen or Trina, one of y'all take it.
Well, just basically what everybody's already said. We're together because of Percy and what God did in him, and so that has just been passed down from our parents, from us, and like Mill said, what we're trying to do is instill that into our children, and even the next generation. So it just means so very much to be a part of this legacy. With the great loss that we've had in the last few years, and that's on both sides of the family. It's been difficult. Like Mill said, hey, this for the birds, but it's so great knowing that you do have this family that undergirds you when you're going through, praying for you, checking on you. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know how many. I ain't got too many more words to just say, but it's love. It's love, and like I said, it really stemmed from Granddaddy. So it's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yeah. Trina, how about you?
Well, I would say family and faith is very important. I would say that, and that's what it should be a part of everybody's foundation as far as family goes. But there was a period in time, and I shared with Mia that I don't know if I want to us to do anything, because it seemed like every time we get together we lose somebody. But that's just I had to learn for me, and I'm having a transparent moment that I had to learn for me. I know we're going to see them again. It's just that it's different. Every time, it's different. So having you guys, the family around kind of ease the pain a little bit. And I had to realize that, Trina, you have to come around your family because it eases the pain, and it does. So family is everything. I mean, without you guys, I don't know how I would make it. I don't know how any of us would make it. So I appreciate, and from what I've learned is that, because of our faith, because of our belief in God, we know we're going to see him again. And that's what kept me holding on. And not just that, but wanting to be around you guys more, wanted to be around the family more, because, I know this is just the other side, but we're going to see them again. So family is everything. And I love each and every one of y'all.
Oh, we love you.
Me too, all.
Definitely.
And so I appreciate you being so transparent about that, because it's not easy, and it is. And here's the thing, I remember, sending a text to Camille and my other two sister cousins who are Eddie's girls from Eddie Dots Senior, and because all of them lost their dad the same year.
Within 45 days of each other.
Yeah. That was terribly hard.
Yeah.
And I remember sending them that on Father's Day. It's just because, that, and I think that speaks to the testament of the men that they were, the women that they were to us, because they were role models. They were our heroes. I mean, honestly, like, people on TV were never my heroes. My heroes were my dad, my mom, and my uncles and my aunts. Like, I thought you couldn't get no better. You couldn't dress no better than Kay Francis.
That's right.
You couldn't be no cooler than her. Like, you could. It's impossible. Ain't Mary who gonna tell you directly what she thinking and tell you what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
Like, it's that's so beautiful. And we're all growing up, and when you're young, you never think you get to the age that they were,
Right.
and thinking about it. But to know that we have this sisterly kind of connection, that, we're here for you and we're here for one another, even if we don't call each other. I think we always know, because Amber said she can't join us because her connection keeps messing up. But she said we are so blessed because many of my friends don't have that kind of family checking in and that kind of stuff. And she said, love you all. And I'm so grateful, because it's always good when you have people praying for you.
Amen.
You need people praying for you. Yes. Dr. Tanya says, we call it Tanya, I brag about our family and how wonderful we are. That's something Mary would say. We so wonderful. That's something. Yes, we're supposed to have each other. Carolyn Ragnar, thank you for the Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, my sister. Yeah, she was a fox, Keisha. She was a fox.
Yeah.
Percy was priceless. And, and Betty Ann and Connie, all of them are just so wonderful. Like we're in a Vaughn, I can't name everybody, but it's so beautiful. So Kim, did you have something you wanted to say on that?
No, no, I guess faith and family, we walk by faith and not by sight. And to me, your walk and just walking with God and just the way we were raised, really, like Cameron said, well, everybody touched on that. I feel like there's an advantage sometimes in our family because we have so many people. Like when someone, like, all of us experience a loss, like, but I haven't experienced a loss like Sandy and Trina, Neil, but I feel for them, when they did go through. And I prayed like I would want somebody to pray for me. So yeah, I just, to encourage them and just keep them in my prayers is what I've always wanted to do. And not just that, just anybody, my sister cousins or anybody in general, I would want to encourage because we can't do anything without God. Nothing. We're nothing without him. So that's all.
Y'all see, they so saved. They so
Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah.
If the younger ones were on, you might hear something a little different. They got some faith, but they also like to party. I'm just saying.
And so I'm gonna say this right quick. So my mama said something yesterday. It was so hilarious. We were talking about something Brianna did and that my children do and all that. And so mama said, and I was like, it's amazing that they can get away with certain things with you and dad. And mom said, well, I didn't raise your children. She said, I didn't raise them. I raised mine.
Hold on, Sally.
I like that. I know people say, you hear me? Listen, but it's amazing though. But I do believe, like Mill said, that she said she was doing the same thing with her children. That when amen, mama said amen. But when you raise a child in the way that they should go, which is the way of the Lord, and admonish them to do good, to be good, to do what's right because it's right, as my mama would always say, do right because it's right, and because you're so right. We can do nothing without God. And I believe that God favors family. God blesses family. Like, I think that we believe we're called to reach the masses, I'll say all over the world. I believe we're called to do that as a family because of the rich legacy of faith, because we were built on the word of God. And it wasn't false. Nobody was perfect. Right. But we were built on that word, on the truth, and that truth has liberated us and has connected us and kept us together. And that's why we are family, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
Go get that song downloaded. We are
today. I said today. Download it today.
And Grace. Don't forget Grace.
So, and when we speak about that, B, I'm gonna let you go. Are you good to go now?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. Talk about faith in terms of how important it is to raise, how important it is connected to a family.
Being connected to the Lee family, when I first came into the family, I was just a friend. But then as
Trina's friend.
So Trina's friend, that's right. Well, I'm supposed to be married into the family. But seeing you guys bond and you guys love and getting a chance to see Granddad Percy and being able just to see him, the foundation that he was to the family, it was just such a blessing. I mean, to be amongst a family that pray, that can sing, that can shout, it was a blessing just to be around you guys. And then it was a great blessing to be married into the family. So I love my Lee family.
Yeah. We thank you for putting up with Marcus. We thank you. We thank you for that.
That's my brother.
That is my brother.
You're welcome, B. You're welcome.
I know. I thank you all the time.
And we were so happy. You know, my sister-in-laws aren't on here, but Leslie and Marsha, I always say that to them, like, thank you for putting up with Matthew. Thank you for putting up with Marsha. I was raised with them. I know they ain't easy to live with. But it's so good when in-laws come into the family and just jail. And you know, it's just you end up loving them more than you love them. In terms of the boys, that is. Like, yeah, we may say how you doing to them, but we really focused on their wives. We're more concerned about that. Well, listen, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back and talk a little bit more about legacy and love, and yeah. And so here we go. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back. That is
the singing sister.
You are hanging with Percy's girls tonight. It's the special edition of Sister Story Sessions featuring my sister cousins. It's just look, that ain't even a handful, really. It's just a few folk on here. But
Right.
Shout out to all our sister cousins who couldn't join us. And yeah, hey Gregory Nelson, hey cousin. So good to see y'all. Say hey to Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Yes. So let's talk about love. Oh my God, there's so much you could say about that. I think about since the topic of the show is Percy's girls. I think about Neil talked about granddad and how he never remarried when after grandmother passed, and had all those young children, you know. And I think that, you know, just the fact that he loved them so much that he wanted to make sure he dedicated and focused his time on them, even though he still had to do what he had to do to put food on the table and all of that, but they really leaned on each other too. So in terms of love, what do you think, what is it that your parents have taught you most about love, and what has this family taught you about love?
I would say, I'm going to say we've actually been in each other's lives for a long time. And I'm saying this because not only we went to church with each other, we went to school with each other and everything. So it goes way back. So the love is just, it overflows, basically. We would talk to love one another, never always take up for each other, and keep that connection with one another in the household as far as brother and sister. And it just kind of flourish on into the family, of course, with us or what have you. So that's important. I think that's important for me. Well, for all of us. That's how we love is just it's just awesome. I just love the connection that we have with each other. I love the closeness that we have. Um, I can call Mia, I can call Renee, I can call either one of y'all. And like we said in the first segment, that a lot of families don't have that. So if we can just kind of concentrate and kind of spread the love to those that don't have it in their family, or try to be an example of what love is, show one another love. I think that's important.
Camille, I want you to speak on how you've done that. You shared the love,
That's
and
really
I
what
was
we're
thinking
called
about
to do.
Aunt Bessie's birthday celebration, her 80th birthday celebration. So can you talk about that? Because you had some friends of yours to just say amazing words about Aunt Bessie.
Yeah. So, and I'll take a step back even before that and kind of piggybacking off what Trina said about for granddaddy. You think about that love. And his was a sacrificial love, kind of the love of Christ. If I think about him, and again, the way Mama talks about Daddy, she 80, but she talk about him like he hung the moon and he's still here. That's just the impact of the man had on her versus obviously in all of us, right? And I've tried to have that sacrificial love for my children. I know you guys have all done that for your children, nieces and nephews, and for one another, right? Where we bond. And it's so important to honor those. And we had the opportunity to honor Granddaddy when he was still this side of heaven. I never forget it was the 100th edition of something for Haywood County. And I tried to get him on an Oprah show. That didn't go through, but I at least got him on in the spread of this Haywood magazine, the grandfather of the century, right? Just because of the amazing man that he was for all of us, right? And he loved us so unconditionally, right? He just did. And all of our parents love us unconditionally, and we love our children unconditionally. I know we've talked about, and nieces and nephews, we've talked about things where everything's not perfect all the time. It's not always happy. But just having that, love for each other, to sacrifice and to love unconditionally. I may not like you. And when Karen used to say that to Breeze, I used to get mad at her. Don't say that to my first child, my first girl. I don't like you, Breezy. Then mine started getting a little older, and I thought, I get it. You love them, but sometimes you don't like them. And then one time she told me, well, sometimes the feeling is mutual. I said, "Oh, are you disrespecting your mama?" No, I just repeated what you said. But it is still unconditional love. And so I'm thinking about my mom, right? We just was talking about the 80th birthday celebration. She has all these other children that my brother Michael and I have we ain't Jay. We welcome them in. We just welcome them in. And Ching talked about a lot. They wanted to get up and speak. Like my twins' godparents from Murfreesboro, right? Greg got up and said, if he didn't see Jordan Jacob up me again, he good as long as my mama coming around, right? That's just kind of the love. And she emulates that. All of the siblings do. Uncle Raymond does it in his quiet, sultry way. But each and every one of them show that love, and it's just gone to generation to generation. And I just love that. And it's unconditional. Again, that's one thing we don't do. We don't hold up for each other in our wrong. We'll call each other out on things, and we do it in love, right? You foul, you ain't right, and I've been called out, and it's okay when it happens. Cool. But if you really love me, you gonna tell me what's true. You gonna set me straight, right? Because you don't want me out there, living foul or not living right or not being true to who God's called me to be. Now, I'm not your judge, I'm not your jury, but I love you. I'm gonna tell you what truth is, and then I'm gonna step off, right? And that's what we do as a family.
Yeah. So let me read this comment. Y'all say hey to Tammy Lee.
Hey,
Tennessee.
Yes, Tammy Lee. Hey, honey, we love you. We love you. Tammy Lee is Cookie's niece, Derek's daughter, and Uncle June, Percy Lee Jr. She's his granddaughter. So we got this thing deep in generations. And That's so important. So Tammy Lee, we love you. We can't wait to do this again so y'all can be a part and let's get together again. Amber says when me and Allison would argue, Mama and Shirley too made us stand in the corner hugging each other until we weren't mad anymore or felt silly standing there.
I love it.
She said that's just an example of how we were taught to love on each other. Arguments were overall just silly. But listen, our mama raised us to say, I'm gonna love you like a brother, I'm gonna love you like a sister. Anytime we got into it, forgiveness was very important. And
Yes.
it was so fun. I used to make Jam and Justin do that. And Devin, my bonus blood, I used to make them do that. They used to hate doing that. Love you like a brother, But that is so important because we kept the word love out there in front of them. Love is about forgiveness. Love is about moving forward. Love is about let me help you. Love is about help me. And I think that's why I love that song so much. We Are Family. When Tanya's brother, unmarried son, passed away unexpectedly, that was like such a heavy hit.
I think he was the first, right?
He was the first, and he was so young.
Mm-hmm.
21.
And the only way I knew to contribute to our healing of that and us being okay with God's will being done was that our love would increase. And so I wrote that song, We Are Family. And, to this day, it is the song that I think that nobody will ever sing like we sing it when we're together. Because it's not just lyrics on the paper. It's our life.
Yeah.
I need you and you need me.
Yeah.
We're family. And when you're happy, I'm happy. And Trina said it, and Kim said it best. She said, I haven't experienced that, but when they're sad, I'm sad too.
Yeah.
I'm crying with you. You're not crying alone. And even when I'm crying with you, I'm upholding you. I'm lifting you up to God in prayer. Right? Super powerful. Super powerful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. Okay. Because I'll cry on this one. Sandy, talk about love.
I'm gonna piggyback on what's already been said, and one of the things that my mom would do, and what she would say is, you can disagree without being disagreeable, and so that's one of the things she taught us. And just like I think Amber, what she was saying about hugging one another, usually it was me and Marcus that usually got into it. I have 3 brothers, and majority of the time it used to be me and Marcus, and we used to have to hug a lot. Now, I didn't like that. I sure didn't. The Lord helped me on that. He's still helping me with that sometimes. But he know he my number one ace still, because I can go to that joker anytime. But like Mill was saying, it's unconditional love. They showed us how to love unconditionally, even though I may not agree with you on everything. But we're able to talk it out, and I got to say again that it's on both sides of my family. I'm truly blessed, and I'm so grateful and so thankful for that we can talk, and it doesn't have to be like I won't talk to you no more, because we don't want to go to sleep and not and on that type of stuff. But I'm grateful for being able to express your thoughts, your feelings, your concerns, and still be able to hatch it out, and like nothing else happened. We still can keep moving forward. We still love on each other. We still care for each other. So I'm grateful that they have showed us how to love, because they were great examples for us. So showing us how to love one another, not just family, but our community. And if most people know my mom, Nadine Lee, she's a community activist. She's known all over the Douglas community, and she has loved on children from beginning to end. So, and they have, expressed their appreciation for that. And even Aunt Gladys, we was talking to her. I stayed at Uncle James Aunt Gladys' house all night last night.
I know. I saw the text. I was like, what?
But I enjoyed that. I enjoyed those times, because those were one of the things that my dad always did and showed me and my brothers. to always go and visit. And that's just a thing for us. We'll get up and go, hey, let's go see Uncle Charles, and oh, hey, let's go see Uncle James, or hey, let's go see Uncle Raymond. That was like part of our lifestyle. And even on my mom's side, that's part of our lifestyle. We're gonna go to your house. Now, we may not always call and tell you that we're coming, but we're gonna show up on your door. Hey, we're here.
If those who may not know, they coming from the country. It ain't around the corner.
Right. They ain't coming from around the country. We coming from the country. So just to be able to sit down and just to talk, with the aunts and uncles and the cousins, man, that's me. I'm privileged, totally privileged and blessed. So I'm thankful for that.
I think that was one of the best examples and things that Dad did, because with us, it's like, go see your people. Like, because it seemed like we were in the country up at Shirley's house, and we call Granddaddy's house the house up home. And I still refer to it up home because it's where Aunt Connie ain't been in, and Uncle Marvin is on the land. It's just up home. Where you going? Up home. Y'all going up home today? And it's gonna be good, a lot of laughs, some good food. And even if the food ain't there, we going up to Brownsville, up the road on 70. And go get exit 56, I think is what it is. And we're gonna go get some chicken. I remember Trina went and got some chicken one time because all of us was there. And it's like, oh, they up home. Okay, so you're gonna jump in the car and go up home. It was the best thing. Let me tell you something. I'm a living witness. Jasmine and Justin used to love when we would do that. Like get in that Blaze at one point, and then or getting that red Dodge Durango. We going up home because everybody up home, so we going.
Yeah, right.
It was like, and if you came to Memphis and was if everybody seemed to congregate mostly at Aunt Bessie's house, then that's where you end up. Everybody going up, Auntie's down here. Oh, okay, we're going up Aunt Bessie. It's just that thing. It was like every opportunity we got to be together. And I remember Aunt Bessie saying this was so important. She said, because we weren't getting together as much because, we were getting grown and had our own families and lives and stuff and work and other commitments. And she said something to the effect that Granddaddy would not be pleased if we stopped, if we did not continue to get together. And so Trina and Mill, I think y'all spearheaded that, like every May we were trying to get together. Right. So we didn't really need a family reunion necessarily for Percy's kids because we were always together, for his children, our parents. And so that was just like, that's so really important that we continue to do that. And I told my family, my dream is to have a family home where we just, and every Sunday is Sunday dinner. Kids running around, not up and down those steps though, but them running around. Last night they were going up and down those steps. B finally cut them off. She's like, okay. And then next thing I saw, all of them marching to the back room. She had them marching to that back room, baby. She said, enough is enough of this.
I know. Messing up my curves.
I told you last night about them curves.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Karen and Kim and then V. I love it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and the thing about it is watching our parents get together, them siblings hanging together. It's just fun. It's just fun. And so, and I think they've passed that on down to us. So it's like, when we're all together, I think our last big thing besides yesterday was Thanksgiving at Camille's. And so it's always fun. It's always good. There's always some laughter going on. And if Sandy is in the building, we gonna sing.
Yeah.
But it's just something, that I appreciate, especially with us getting older. And, now I try to check with Papa, you want to go up home? You ain't been in a while. You ain't seen your folks in a while. So, we try to make that happen. And like I said, we just have to treasure this time that we do have together, So yeah, oh man, it's just running all in out.
I know. Yeah. So thank you, Sharon Chambers. She's one of our loyal supporters and followers. Happy New Year to you as well. Hey, Tori.
Hey, Tori.
Hey,
Tori.
Hey, Bug, my brother. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Listen, let me tell you something. We are so blessed, and I was just looking at Tori's comment saying, "Hey, sister cousins," and they talk about they feel like they're part of our family too. And that's just so cool. I love how we all just welcome everybody and our friends and all. Okay, Kim and B.
Okay. Love. For some reason, when y'all were talking about love, I was thinking about Granddaddy when we used to go on Sundays down to the house is what I called it. And just when everybody walks in, everybody be like, "Hey!" at the same time. But Granddaddy used to be sitting on. He used to sit on the. He was sitting on the couch. But like every grandchild that walked in, he had so much joy, and it's a lot of grandkids.
A lot.
But I saw his love for every one of us.
Yeah.
So, and that of course, that went on down to our parents and watching my parents train us up and love on us and take care of us. Of course, has come down to me, and so I do love on my husband and love on my daughter, and I try to teach them what I've been taught. So that's what love is to me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
B.
All right. I would say what love is. Love is the Lee family. Being loved on from each and every one of you guys, from as y'all say, the texts that come through or a phone call, that's love. That's what that's what family is all about. So I would say that's what love means to me. Just being able to reach out on when you're busy, just send a text. And sweet Karen, had to brag on her all the time. She would always say, she's like, "Oh, B, you're so sweet." But she would always, send a text here and there. And that what loves me to me is from the Lee family. 21 years being in the family, loving on me. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, Ching, can I jump in with something you mentioned real quick? You said, and maybe it was one of y'all said about the number of, it was Kim saying how Granddaddy was excited to see every one of us. I think if I remember the number correctly, just first cousins alone, it was 34 of us, all living at one time. I think it was 34. Is it maybe 36? I thought it was 34. The point is, it's in the 30s, and that's first cousin. Like a lot of us, and not everybody had children. If Aunt Kay or Aunt Betty or Aunt had children, Lord have mercy, probably really been something else around. The boys was busy.
Wow.
My mom had two and was done. It was them brothers now. Aunt Vaughn helped out with that large number too, though. But yeah, think about that. So to have that level of closeness and love like we have, again, it's from the legacy of Percy. But you think about 30-something plus first cousins. Not second, not thirds, and we love our sister cousins that are, but our grandfather's siblings' children, right? So like my cousin Nikki, my cousin Shell, my cousin Ton, our cousin Stacy. Y'all know Mr. Stacy, right?
Stacy.
Yeah, it's that love it's because it was in all of the Lee family, better Granddad and all his siblings, but specifically you're talking about 30-something first cousins. And I have people who go like, I got two. Like on both sides, like that's all. Because I think it was I'm saying too. Yeah, some people who don't have that, right? Mm-hmm. And the fact that we had 30 plus, I think, is amazing. My children won't have that, although they may have that on their dad's side. They might. On the Washington side, I just thought about that. So I think I think she said.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, Cookie's on here, y'all.
Hey, Cookie is in Kentucky.
Yeah, Cookie's in Kentucky. Hey, Cookie. And her dad is Percy Lee Jr. And I was talking about him earlier. Amber said, "Oh, V, when you said love is a Lee family." Mama said love is action. We have people coming in. Hey, sisters. Hey, Lou. I'm sorry, Liz, Elder Liz. I call her Lou, and Tori said she's an honorary Lee family member. Yes, you are, my sister. Yes, you are. Greetings, queens. Thank you, Connie. Cookie. I don't know if cousin is Aunt Connie. Connie is kind of like a sister, y'all, because she was so young.
Yeah, and she loves to say she was the baby. She loves to say she was the baby.
I know, right? And so Phyllis was our big sister, and definitely Mill's big sister for real. And y'all always had a really tight bond. We would go spend the night at Aunt Shirley's and stuff, and she always had them. She just had them flower shaped soap, and it just was
Sniffing soap, y'all.
Look, I gotta tell this because mom and them wasn't just real crazy about letting us go stay nowhere.
Yeah.
If it wasn't with Mill, I think Phyllis was the first big cousin that older cousin that we got a chance to hang out with. So we thought we was big time. Me and Tango, we going shopping, we going out to eat.
Yeah. But we started spending the night with Aunt Shirley when it was St. John, the weekend of St. John homecoming. Yeah. Y'all know nothing about homecoming, baby. Listen, the Lees always took over at homecoming, baby.
Prospect and St. John.
Yeah, Prospect and St. So we were mixed and Baptist. I always tell people I'm a mixture of denominations, so but I do love Jesus. Oh, Cookie, yeah, we love the caramel cakes. Tammy smiling about the homecoming. Listen, I'm telling you, I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah. Anyway, I got off on that part, Karen, about the soap, because I used to just couldn't wait to take a bath when I got there. I took a bath before I got there. It was
something about this soap.
Because she was gonna have them cute little soaps. She's just had them on each little thing of the bathtub, baby. Ooh. I probably stayed in their bathroom a long time too, because I used to be with my mama. I think I used to clog up their bathroom, baby, because I'd be in there with the soap, baby, too. Getting ready for homecoming. Because y'all, I don't know if y'all did, but it seemed like we always got new dresses when it was homecoming. So, and Aunt Betty I think made them, or Aunt Kay, or either Aunt Vaughn. But we had new dresses for Prospect homecoming and for St. John, baby. That was the coronation. And it was so exciting when you're a little girl. It's just so exciting. So many great memories. Cookie said, right. Oh my gosh. So legacy, y'all. I think the one thing I really want to pass down to my children is the faith and the love, but the importance of carrying that name. And I told them they need to go, officially change their name or put Lee in their name somewhere. Oh my God, I need to quit. But I told Justin, I said, you can make your first name Justin Lee. And then people call you Justin Lee. That's your first name. And then you can still have Emmanuel McCray and Jazzy. She got my name, but she changed to Jasmine Lee. But anyway, or either name one of my grandchildren and since she get married and stuff. But Renee, you crazy. Oh my goodness. But legacy, I definitely want to leave that. I want them to always remember. I remember telling a colleague at work at one point that we don't share enough of the stories. And I think, especially my granddaddy Eddie's my mom's dad, he would tell us the same story over and over again. And even before he experienced Alzheimer's, but he would tell us that story because he always said, you trust in the Lord. He used to tell us that. He would tell us the story because he knew God brought him through that event that he experienced. But he said, but when you trust in God and trust in the Lord, I would love that about him. And granddaddy Percy, he was the same way. He would mention, the importance of having God in your life. He exhibited more than he said it.
Yeah.
He was the living message.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was a walking, living, breathing epistle to me, if ever there was one. In terms of an example, in a man, to me, he was that man. Like serious, he was man. So yeah. So any final words on legacy or anything before we wrap up?
I'm just glad to be a part of
it. Huh?
I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Right.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me say this. Anybody else? Just say no then, so I'll know.
Silence didn't mean no, y'all. Silence didn't mean no.
This silent thing ain't working. Y'all ain't never been this quiet. Oh, listen, Tangy said she was gonna change her name. She said I was gonna change my last name to Lee. Listen, Nick. I remember Bishop Jakes when he said one time in his sermon, he told them girls, he said, I told my daughters, don't be so quick to give up their name. That name may open some doors for you. And I can definitely say because of my parents, like, and this is what I want for my kids, that legacy. My parents are so loved by some people in this community, in their local community, in the Memphis area, by different elders and ministers of the gospel. And I have experienced their favor. Like I've received favor because of them. Right? And if anything I could leave my kids about faith, family, and love, is that favor follows that. Because when you built on a solid foundation, and Christ is that foundation that our family is built on. And so for anybody who's watching, and like Sandy said, we have people outside who we call them family. They come and become a part of our family. It's good when people choose to be a part of your life, and they bring love, and they bring faith, and they bring prayer, and they bring praise, and they bring all these other things in your life. But it's such a blessing when you're born into it too.
Yeah.
And we know it's a privilege to have been born into this legacy of faith and love, because we were born into that, and that's just so powerful to me. I will say this, the boys, Sing Sister Sing Entertainment Media Group, and then the Sing Sister Sing record label thing. So the boys, my brothers, Matthew and Mark, Baldhead and Whitebeard, they put out a song. They read one of Dad's songs, one of Lee's songs called Grace. And so the boys they're going to be recording. All the Lee boys are going to be recording in this spring, I believe. And I just want to say Percy's Girl's going to be next. We're going to put out something called Percy's Girl. B, you can sing on it too. Because we can sing. So Matthew says family gives us a place to believe, become, and belong. Wow.
Good.
Good. A place to believe, to become, and to belong. Yeah, he said this spring the boys are doing theirs. The Lee brothers are doing theirs. So yeah, there's nothing like family believing in you. Oh my God, that's the best. Isn't that the best ever?
It is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna close with this. What have you done, or what is it that you're doing to prepare to leave that legacy for your nieces and nephews, for their children's children? Like what is the wisdom that you would leave for them, or the tradition that we may have? What is it that you would ask them to continue? Amber said, "Come through, Matthew." He be coming with them words. Now, I mean, I just said he be like I'm so I know how to speak proper grammar. He do be coming with them words. So D said, Cookie says, I'm so thankful that God chose us to be the legacy of Percy Lee Sr. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what is, go ahead.
I was just going to say one thing I would encourage, and I know our girls do it, Meal. They gonna get together, but I think we need to make sure that they continue, that next generation, that they continue to do that as well. And just making sure, that like Aunt Bessie said, don't let it fall off, because there's just so much love, so much faith, and you just that's one of the things that I'm going to make sure that they that they love God, the most important thing, and that they just make sure that they spend that time together and treasure this time, just treasure time together. It's so important now.
So Matthew said he's saying country. He's talking about me, and he spelled it Kountree. Country, baby. Okay. All right, Sandy. How about you?
Definitely piggyback on Karen. Definitely making sure that they do take that time to meet together, and in the process of meeting together, make sure they take that moment to thank God and give God praise for allowing you to be here and be among your family. Definitely putting God first and all of that. You can't leave until you have that prayer or even that song before you leave that house, because that is our legacy. Our legacy is first faith, and then everything else follow that love for God. Because I will say, even all of us, our parents have served in ministry, and they've served well in some form or fashion. And so we have been taught that. We have been taught to serve. And that legacy of serving, that legacy of giving, that legacy of coming together, yeah, that's definitely my plan. And not just my nieces and nephews, but all them other little cousins that want to do something else. They're going to be doing the right thing while Cindy Lee's still up in this house. Yeah, that's my legacy. Yeah.
I love that. Trina?
I would say I would piggyback off Karen and Sandy, but I would also add in like those stories, how we grew up. Because I don't think they have had a chance or experience what we experienced when we were growing up. And share those stories of how all of us would pack up in the blue van. Y'all remember the blue van? And then was singing, and we'll go see them sing, and go up to the house on Sunday, and how they'll talk about the word of God, whatever message that was going on that day. I think we should share more of those stories also, as we were coming up, so that they may not know that Uncle June got us to sing, got the Lee family together. They may not know that. So I think those are important stories to share with the younger generation as well.
Okay, Kim.
I would say, I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, you want us to come back? We'll go to meal. We'll go to meal if you want us to, and then you come back. Kim, listen, wait a minute. Kim, you over 40?
I know.
That's just the beginning, baby. Wait till you get
That's love right there, Renee. Thank you.
I'm helping you out. I'm gonna let you know what you're
I'll just echo what Trina said, and it's not just the current, but thinking about the stories about Granddaddy and the story about Granddaddy and all of his siblings and how they were raised, and about Mama Lee and Papa Lee. I love hearing about them as well too, right? And I don't think everybody's heard that story. And I think about our cousin Cece that's in Vegas, right? And she's got her crew with her there. Even though distance is there, we need to try to stay connected in those generations, right? Of her children and our children, nieces and nephews, staying connected, but knowing the stories, knowing the history, knowing how did we end up with the land, right? They grew up on the land, but how is it now that we have, the land? Percy's crew has this land, this responsibility that we have, how we've been blessed with that. And then what do we plan to do with the land? I mean, that's generational, right? And such a blessing. And the way he set it up is one can't do if everybody is not on board with you. Somebody can't go rogue and go off and do something they don't need to be doing, right? And I just thank God for that. That's part of that legacy. But understand the stories of back in the day, because I love how Granddaddy loved his siblings. Y'all remember Sista, who lived to be 90 what? something. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah,
But
I don't remember.
but into her 90s good. That was his girl. That was his baby sister. And the two of them were the only two left for a long time. And the stories that they would tell about their siblings, about their mom, and about their dad. We need to be getting Uncle Raymond and Uncle James and Uncle Charles and all of them, right, to be telling those stories about what they knew about of those generations, right? And so we can translate that down to generation to generation.
So you know that I'm so glad you said that, because that is important. Breezy said, "Can y'all write these stories down?"
Let them transcribe them. How about that?
Well, yeah, how about that? How about we just voice recording? But I will say, one thing that we're doing through the media group and entertainment group is doing a documentary on the Lee brothers.
Awesome.
And so, Matthew just put a documentary is forthcoming. So those stories will be told in that documentary. And I'm really excited about, because he said he wanted it to go back to start with Granddaddy, and the siblings, and how, just all of that. It's just going to be so powerful. And because I don't know if y'all remember this, I was telling Aunt Beverly, I was telling all us, Sandy, remember, because you found the papers. You remember that? You said you were cleaning up something and you found the thing I wanted us to do, or this play, do a play on the road. I forgot what I called it, but
I forgot too, but yeah. I still have it. I just have to refind it.
Yeah. I remember Aunt Beverly being so excited about it.
Yes, she was.
And yeah, she was super excited about it. And so, as we talk about legacy meal, when you say that, going all the way back,
that I'm curious, did they sing? So the granddaddy and his siblings sing? I don't know that I know that.
Yeah, I heard that they did.
So
I heard that granddaddy sung in a group.
Yeah, so it would be so great to know those stories that some of us don't even know, but the ones we do know, to share that for sure.
Yeah. I think that's so powerful that we need to do that. We definitely, I'm excited about the documentary on the Lee brothers, and but that is going to tell the story of Granddaddy. A lot of Granddaddy's story will be the foundation of that, because there would be no Lee brothers if it wasn't for him. And how Uncle June got started first with Uncle Plick, and it's just going to be so powerful. So I'm really excited about it. And Uncle Marvin, he tells a lot of good stories. Richard did too. And I remember, Stan, do you remember when we were up at the house rehearsing? And Uncle Richard, one thing he was telling us about something, and he was saying, Nadine, he was saying Nate, but Nadine, you remember such and such, don't it? And then he read back, what's that fella name? And I don't know if you remember, but I said I need to take out my phone and record him telling this story right now. And but he was talking about how them Lee brothers how they just broke it down on the stage in St. Louis. I don't remember where they were singing, but he was talking about how powerful they had a drop the mic moment, baby.
Uncle June.
Uncle June. But our fathers, the Lee brothers, Cookie said, just don't get Will Smith to play Granddaddy.
Oh my
gosh. But they were so powerful. We were talking about this yesterday because Marcus and Andre were there at the house, and because V hosted us yesterday. But we were watching this quartet sing. We were watching George Dean and Gospel 4, and who Dad and them sang on the same programs with them for years. But I have heard people talk about Dad and them, how cool they were, and how they were so well respected in the quartet industry, in the gospel quartet industry. They paved the way too. Everybody didn't know them, but in the southern region, those jokers was traveling. Daddy would get home at 2:00 in the morning, only to have to be up at 5:30 to go to be at work at 6:00. Our fathers made that sacrifice and did that. And I wish they had went on done a little bit more, because we probably be singing everywhere too. I believe generations should move, and every generation to do better, and the reach should be extended. I believe that we are doing that, and I'm really grateful for that. Okay, I'm sorry, V and Kim. I'm on legacy. That's the one thing.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. I think with legacy on for me would be because Granddaddy Percy and then also Daddy Richard took care of the land at the home house. It has passed down to Marcus and Jackson. You know, Jackson takes pride in when he goes up to the house and cut the grass, and he wants to ride the four-wheeler and see the land and everything. So I think with as far as us, we will continue to carry that legacy on with them, you know, to know the Lee's land.
Yeah, awesome.
Y'all, Rodney just subscribed to our channel. Isn't that something?
Rodney Lee, hey, come. New Jersey now.
Oh gosh. Oh wow, that's powerful, V. That's amazing. Kim.
Okay. Really, what you laughing at? I'm just
I was asking you to come back
Let me
here.
start act like I'm on the phone. Legacy. Putting God first. Passing down to my daughter. Putting God first. Praying with her. Reading. I agree with Sandy. Again, serving in your church. All that I learned at growing up, going in my church with my home, my family home. And then another thing Aunt Beverly told me a couple of years before she passed is I wasn't whenever the Lee family would get together, I kind of strayed away. I kind of stopped showing up. And I came one time. I'll never forget this. And she was like, "Kim, I haven't seen you in a long, long time." And I was like, "I know. I don't know. I really didn't have an excuse." And she was like, "You have to remember, family is everything. You're gonna need your family. When y'all have something, when we have something, show up for your family." And so that's legacy to me. Because every time we have something, I try my best. From her words, like I can remember, like it's today, to show up. And I've always watched. I would say Uncle Richard and Nadine. To me, they've always been there for every anybody's nieces, nephews. They always showed up to everybody's thing. I don't know how they did it, but they did. But because I remember Uncle Richard coming to a game when I was in the band, and I was just thinking about just how families show up for each other. So that's what I would like to pass on to my daughter. Yeah, and my nieces and nephews.
Well, I want to personally. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kim.
No, I'm done.
Okay. Yeah. Cookie said, I always keep calling her Connie instead of Cookie. She said that they can always come with Uncle Richard and Nadine. Yeah. But I want to personally thank you all and all the sister cousins that's watching for always supporting and always showing up, because you show up through your prayers, you show up through your keep doing it, you show up through I'm so proud of you. And I want you all to know I'm so proud of you, that I hope my life is a reflection of who you are and all that you put into me and all that you blessed me with. Because nobody does it alone, and we need each other, and I'm glad I got y'all.
Likewise.
I got you. You got me.
Family. That's it. That's it.
Always forever. Listen, we stayed on here a long time, and
as Lees do. Now the doctor died of me a while ago was thinking like my Aunt Sally probably is. They is running over. So ain't that I'm with you in spirit. But my Lee side let me linger this time.
Yeah, you got a whole lot of dots, and them dots is like, okay, we done yet? Oh my God, yeah, Lee's linger, and that's one of the things. Somebody talk about. Betty said, "Where's Cookie? Tell Betty I love her. She ain't getting that necklace back. Betty gave me a necklace, y'all. She let me borrow it, but I decided to keep it. Older sister. But I love you, Betty. But y'all Trina, talk about how we always the last one to leave, and then we're gonna go for real.
We're the last ones to show up and always the last ones to leave for some reason. There's been plenty of times.
Always the last one to show up, though. Now, come on.
Yeah, always last one to show up. There's been plenty of times where Mom would say, "Kids, y'all get y'all stuff. We getting ready to go. We'll get our stuff. We be ready to go." But Dad is still talking. Uncle Richard, Uncle Marvin, they're still having conversation. So we go back to playing, or we go start having conversation. So it's just I don't know. We just love being around each other. It's just that connection. I think it's just that we just love being around each other.
Dee described it best a couple of weeks ago when we were together. She was saying that I think I had my bonus child with us. And she was saying, all right, so they saying they're getting ready to go. All right, they're in the house right now. They're going to stand up. They're going to take 15 more minutes. They're going to talk again. Then they say, I'm getting ready to go. They're going to step right outside the door and talk 15 more minutes. Then they're going to go get in the car, take another 10 to 15 minutes, still talking. And then we finally, so it's a 15-minute segment every time. So every time. My daughter actually experienced that on that night. We was getting up to go, start talking again. Went to the door, start talking again. Went outside the door, start talking again. Got in the car, start talking again. And then we finally left. So yeah.
And I think that's one of the best parts that I love about us, though. I love, like, especially when we go to churches and Dad and them singing, or we have song as a family choir. They don't really turn the lights out, but it clear it out, and ain't nothing in there but leaves. That might be the first one. Her and Nadine. Okay, let's get on out here. Let's leave and so you're right. It's like you stayed another 45 minutes to an hour, because it's like you want to tell your parents, well, when you crank up the car, call me, because.
Oh, and Renee, look, don't forget. We still have conversation at the church, but we going to the house when we get ready to leave the church.
It ain't like we finna see each other the next time. I guess that show is a lot to talk about. But Greg Nelson said, he said, now that's a true Lee legacy. I don't know if he's about leaving last or showing up last. And Cookie said his daddy and Uncle Ray, Uncle June and Dad. And then, oh my God, Amber says, even after enduring through dementia, Mama would tell me things that you was unaware of. So I want to say, we need to keep talking. Yeah, we need to keep telling the stories. You're right. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. Nadine was the enforcer, and then Greg. Oh, really? Greg said both y'all. Greg said he's talking. Late and the last. And late to get there and the last to leave, for sure. But that just, to me, I would love that. I just loved it, honestly. Like, I just like it's nothing like it, because it's so funny, because we doing like them Lees, and then that's what Mama always would say, y'all them Lees. That's because we do, the four of us will do that. Me and my siblings, we do that like all the time. And I know when we together, y'all already know how they go when we together. So oh my God, this has been so rich and so wonderful. And of course, we probably just need to jump on a Zoom call so all of us can just act crazy and have fun like we normally do. I love you girls so much. Thank you so much for all of this. And y'all look for Percy's girls, because we're going to do a single next year.
Okay.
Wait a minute. See, Matthew always talking about, I got to tell this. Matthew was talking about how all of the Lee brothers married bossy women. He said it's some light-skinned girls, ladies. Because ain't Dorothy was real calm, Like,
I'm Frankie, quiet and calm too. She's light skinned, but she was calm and quiet. She's subtle with hers.
Ain't Frankie?
I'm Frankie, yeah.
No, I think ain't Frankie. Frankie was like Gladys, Sally, and Ain't Frankie ain't getting no pass on that. Yeah,
No.
too.
I tried on Frankie. I tried.
Tanya, don't worry. We're gonna include all the Lee girls on the sing. We're gonna get a date and time. I'm gonna write us a song, and it's gonna be about family. And we're gonna But the name of our single, we're gonna be known as Percy's Girls. Is that okay with y'all?
Love it.
Yes.
I know I always got a plan for stuff.
Love it.
I wouldn't just
Next time
call
I
it.
said, okay.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That Dotson.
Wait a minute. She and that Gladys. Well, I don't know. I think now who do y'all think do it most? Ain't Nadine or ain't Gladys? Because I don't think Mom is up there with ain't Gladys. I think
No, I ain't glad it's on a level of her own. And I love it. She was amazing.
I concur.
Her
She
daughter
is
validated that, right?
but they will tell them. But you know what? I love their patience because they knew that they wasn't finna leave.
Right.
Like they knew, and I'm here I'm being country again, finna. But they knew they were not but they knew they weren't going nowhere. They just gonna step outside and talk some more. Like they had learned those men. They learned them, you know.
An amazing wives.
Yeah. Yeah, Ain't Gladys does put her foot down. Okay, y'all, we can keep talking. I'm finna let us go. I love you all, Sister Story Sessions. Listen, we'll be back next week with Ro, Tori, and Erica and Sylvia. And thank you all so much for a great year. And we look forward to a great new year in 2023. We're gonna do some awesome, great things. You saw a promo about her stage, her story, her style. Oh, it's gonna be the bomb diggity. And Camille is gonna be a huge part of that. She doesn't know it yet because she's our first time hearing it. Look, Greg said that's that Pratchett and ain't Gladys.
You're right. You telling the truth.
Matthew said about them waiting and on them husbands. Matthew said that wasn't patience, that was surrender. Okay, we're gonna stop because some of this stuff's so inside, people won't follow us on it. But anyway. Okay, girls, I love y'all. Thank you all so much.
You. Me too.
Make sure y'all join us again next Monday on January 9th. We will be back. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you when we see you next Monday. God bless.
God bless.